name is Beth Tucker. I'm new to the YouTube world, so this is actually my first video that's going to have my voice in it, which is pretty cool. You guys haven't heard me speak on video yet. So the point behind this video is just kind of like, it's a little bit of everything. Like, you'll get to watch me walk through my foundation. I tried to walk you through my eyebrows. I walk you through contour, bronze, eye makeup, pretty much everything, just so you can get a taste for what my videos are going to be like. So this one that I created for you guys today, I really hope that you enjoy it. It's kind of like reminds me of fire. It's kind of like a bronzy, like orangey, coppery, cat eye type look. So if you would like to see how I got this look, you can just keep on watching.
Alright, so the first product that we're going to start with today is the Garnier Moisture Rescue. This is a moisturizer. We want to make sure that our face is nice and moisturized. I didn't get a clip of my primer, but I'll talk about that a little later. We're going to go in with the Morphe M439 brush and the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in Ivory. So just in case anyone was wondering, the primer that I used was the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm in Sensitive. I really like using that as a primer. It's very moisturizing, so if you have oily skin, I don't know how that would work out on your skin, but it works great for mine, holds my makeup in place. So I would definitely recommend that as a primer if you're in the market for something that's relatively cheap. It has a lot of product in it compared to most primers, so it's a pretty good buy. If you don't mind smelling a little bit like a man, but it's not very strong. So here we're just using this brush to apply the foundation. Any places in your face that have more pores, I would use a patting motion instead of sort of like the swirling motion that I'm using on the rest of my face. This kind of helps the foundation to fill in those pores a little bit more so that they don't stand out as much. Blending this all over my face, including my eyelids, and then eventually we will move on to our next step. We're going to start the process of concealer. We're going to take this NYX Dark Circle Concealer. It's a light orange color, so it helps to counteract the dark circles under the eyes, the blues and the purples. And then we're going to take this concealer brush that I got in my Ipsy bag. It looks like it's by Beau Gachis Paris. Never used any of those products before, but it's a pretty quality concealer brush. So we're just going to put that under our eyes in the areas where there's darkness. So onto the actual concealer process. We're going to take the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer, and this one is in the color Ivory. Please forgive the hair that's on the screen. I shed like an animal for some reason. Then we're going to take our Real Technique sponge. We're going to wet this under the sink, squeeze it lots and lots, get it nice and wet, and then wring it out with our hands, and then wring it out with a towel so it's damp. We're going to use that to blend out the concealer both under our eyes and on the rest of our face. And we're going to apply that concealer in triangle motions underneath our eyes. This helps when you take pictures. If you get a flashback, it doesn't look like you have just white circles under your eyes. It kind of helps to even out your entire face. And right here we're going to switch music because I'm tired of listening to the same thing, and I'm sure you guys are too. So here we go. Next, we're going to need to set the concealer that we just put under our eyes, and for that we are going to use the Wet n Wild contouring palette. We're obviously going to use the highlight side to do this, and the brush that we're going to use is this one on the left that's kind of pointy. It's from Real Techniques. They call it a contour brush, but I like to use it to set concealer with. So we're going to pat out under the eyes to make sure that it doesn't crease under there before we set it, and then we're going to set it. So now that we have a highlight under our eyes and the rest of our face is not looking very highlighted, we're also going to conceal on the high points of our face to kind of even out that highlight. So the chin, the bridge of the nose, on the forehead, and then I like to add a little concealer under my nose too because I get some redness by my nostrils, and so this concealer helps to cancel that out. So we're just going to pat this into the skin with that damp Real Technique sponge, and then we're just going to set everything with the same powder that we used earlier. So just to move things along a little bit so you guys aren't watching a 40-minute video, we're going to move into eyebrows next. First we're going to take the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. It's got a little spoolie on the end, so that's pretty neat. This is sort of like a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Then we're going to take the Morphe E29 brush. It's got a slanted tip and also has a spoolie on the end. We're going to take the LA Colors Brow Kit and use the lightest shade in that. And we're going to take the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara to set our brows. So here we're just brushing them out, making sure that the hairs are all laying the way that they need to. And I start at the front of my brow. A lot of people don't like to do that, but I like my brows pretty sculpted. So starting at the beginning of the brow, getting the line underneath the brow to the shape that we want it to be, feathering in a few hairs in the beginning to make them a little bit square there at the front, and then feathering in the top line on the brow to get the shape that we want, blending that out with the spoolie, and then we're going to take some of that light powder shade and fill in some spots that kind of got missed by the brow pencil, and we're going to feather that towards the front as we run out of product on our brush. So just brushing that out, making sure it's all even, and then we're going to set that with our NYX eyebrow gel in blonde. The next step in our process is going to be contour, so we're going to use that same Wet n Wild contouring palette that we used earlier, except using the contour shade, And so we're going to contour with the brush on the right this time. It's also a Real Techniques brush, but they labeled it a buffing brush. I like to use it for contour. So we're going to find where there's a shadow on our face beneath our cheekbones. And we're going to contour here, sort of starting at the ear and just going down towards our mouth. This makes our cheekbones look nice and sculpted, makes your face look slimmer. So we're just gonna do that real quick, and then we're also going to contour at our temples. If you have a bigger forehead, contouring a little bit more makes your forehead look smaller, and I definitely have a big forehead. Then we're gonna get our bronze on. We're gonna use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer. I got this in an Ipsy bag. It's a sample size. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so if that's not what you're going for, then don't pick this one up. And we're going to use the e.l.f. Small Stipple brush. This helps the color to go on just a little bit lighter, so it's not like a super stark bronze. So we're going to bronze up in the same areas that we contoured. After we bronze, we're going to move on to blush. Everyone say hello to my blush palette that I just created the other day. We're going to use this e.l.f. Baked Blush. I think the name of it is Passion Pink, but I just depotted it and I don't have the packaging anymore. And then we're going to use this BH Cosmetics brush. I'm not sure of the name of it because it came in a set. Shout out to my Danielle for buying them for me. So we're going to use this. It's kind of like a slanted brush. I'm sure you could find it if you looked for it. And we're going to apply the blush very light-handedly to our cheekbones. So on a regular day, you would want to set your foundation and stuff before you went in with bronzer and contour and all that jazz. But today I totally forgot, so we're going to take the Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish HD Micro Powder. This is by IT Cosmetics. And we're going to use that to set our foundation, mostly in the areas where it's still a little tacky but powder didn't touch. But then also we're going to kind of use it to blend things in a little bit more. It doesn't go on as white as it looks like it does here, and it's actually really good at kind of filling in your pores and making you look airbrushed. Make sure you don't put too much on your face. This stuff's kind of messy, so just be wary of that. But we're going to go over pretty much our whole face with this, but like I said, mostly paying attention to the areas that didn't get set by other powders. On to my favorite part, which is highlighting. We're going to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. This is by Jaclyn Hill. Love her. So we're going to use the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush to apply this. We're going to hit the high points of our face, so our cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, above the eyebrows a little bit, in between the eyebrows a little bit, on the chin, in the cupid's bow, so to make sure the lips look nice and full. Just, you know, just take a bath in it. That's what I like to do. Bathe in Champagne Pop. Yay, we've made it to eyes, which is the most fun part of this whole video. So we're going to take a Morphe M503 brush, we're going to dip it into Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and we're just going to smear that everywhere. You can be messy with it, just get it in that crease. This is just sort of a starter shade to make sure all of our shadows blend well together. Brief moment of silence here for my Peach Smoothie eyeshadow, as later in the video he crashes to the ground and shatters in about a bazillion pieces. So I'll let you enjoy that, and then we will move on to the next step in the eyeshadow. So yeah, I wish I could show you what Peach Smoothie looked like, but you know, it's shattered everywhere and all over my bed. So guess I'll be buying a new one of those. On to the next one. So here we're going to take the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. We're going to use the color Peanut Butter, which is kind of like a burnt orange shade. We're going to use an e.l.f. Professional blending brush here, and we're just going to put this sort of in the outer corner and into the crease just to darken things up, make it look a little bit more orange, and make it look a little bit more like we actually have eyeshadow on our eye. And here you're seeing me take the color Truffled from that same chocolate bar palette on a eyeshadow smudger brush from e.l.f., just putting that mostly on the outer corner, somewhat into the crease. And then the coolest part of this look, we're going to take the Morphe 35U palette and this sort of bronzy orangey color you see with the blue star on it. We're just going to pack this onto the lid with some kind of a Sonia Kashuk eyeshadow brush. So the eyeshadow wasn't going on bright enough for me, so I took a more detailed brush and spritzed that with some Fix Plus, which you'll see soon. There it is. And then went onto the lid. It applied much better. The brush I used is from MAANGE, and it's an 863 brush. Now for the lower lash line, I took Peanut Butter from that chocolate bar palette on an e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush and just put that on the lower lash line, not all the way into the inner corner. And then I took a Makeup Geek pencil brush and I dipped that in Truffled, and I put this just on the outer edge of the lower lash line and I blended it up into where Truffled was on the lid up there. And then I took a e.l.f. smudge brush with some peanut butter on it and just blended this all together. For an inner corner highlight, I took a Real Techniques detailer brush and just dipped it into Champagne Pop, which is the highlight that we used earlier, and tried to put that in the inner corner and then also a little bit on the lower lash line to brighten it up. Then I took the Physicians Formula eyeliner in black. I believe this is the Eye Boost. It's supposed to make like your lashes longer or something. It's got sort of like a brush tip. It's the only eyeliner I can use. So you'll see a clip in a second of me struggling, doing my best to try and put that eyeliner on camera, and it just was not working out. So after that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it off camera and then I'm going to come back. On to almost the last step, so we're going to curl our eyelashes, and then we're going to go in with 2 coats of mascara. The first coat, we're going to use this Wet n Wild Max Volume Mascara, or Max Volume Plus, excuse me. And then we're going to go in with the Fossie's Push-Up Drama Mascara by Maybelline. And I'm going to rush through these clips because, like, really, who has time to watch me put on mascara not in fast motion? I don't even have time for that, so here it is. didn't feel like my highlight game was fleekish enough, so I went in with the bfeimz Chubby eyeshadow pencil. It's in Sahara Gold, I think. I like to use that as a highlight, so I just drew like a little line on the side of each of my cheekbones, smudged it in, and then went over it again with Champagne Pop just to look a little bit more highlighted because I like to glow. And to finish off this look, you watched me put on some Blisstex lip balm just then, and then I took the Hikari Cosmetics lip gloss in the color Merlot and put that on my lips. So after you apply your lip color of choice, that is it for this look. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I have certainly enjoyed filming it and editing it, and I just hope that you will like this video. Hopefully you'll subscribe to my channel so that you can be back for more, and I hope you enjoy these clips of me being sassy and showing off my look. And I will hopefully be putting new videos out at least twice a week if I can help it, grad school permitting. Thank you so much. I love you guys. It's been great being on YouTube, and I can't wait to continue this journey. Bye-bye.